lovely people. How are you doing today? If you have been following me on Instagram and or Twitter, then you would know that I've been in a really especially happy mood lately. Just posting about being happy and always smiling and all this sort of stuff. And I really wanted to share with you. So I do have 3 points for this video. Yay, back to the points, back to some structure. Point 1, the problem. Our thoughts are too negative. It's been bothering me lately. People around me have been so negative lately. Oh, today wasn't good and all this stuff. And I'm like, you're alive. You should be happy. But I'm like, I don't know what they're going through, so I guess I can't just say that. So I was just going to share to you what's kept me happy. And that is keeping happy thoughts. But we are human, and so we're not always happy. So how do we do that? We put our faith and trust in God, the Word, and we think happy thoughts. Because I don't know if y'all have heard this, I know I've heard this a lot, but your thoughts can control a lot of how you feel, and if you just think happy thoughts, everything around you will just seem happy and not such a big deal like you make it seem to be. Then I have what God says about the problem, and I have 2 verses this week. Sit tight. The first verse comes from Matthew 12:33 through 35, and I know that's kind of long, but the main one is verse 34, and you can remember it because it goes Matthew 1-2-34. It's kind of funny. I just think it's funny. But anyway, Matthew 12:33 through 35 says, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad. For the tree is known by its fruit. You brood of vipers, how can you speak good when you're evil? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. The good person out of his good treasure brings forth good, and the evil person out of evil treasure brings forth evil. I don't know why I like that verse so much, but I really just like this one little blip that says, for out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. So whatever's going on in your heart, you're gonna say. I know sometimes it's kind of difficult to always be happy, hunky-dory, go-lucky kind of person, but when you accept God and Jesus into your heart, then you have His joy. And joy is completely different from happiness, and that is your sneak peek for next week. So, when you have God and you've accepted God and He's in your heart, you have His joy. And if you're joyful in your heart, then you should speak forth joyful things. And we're not saying all the time you should be joyful, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Because why should you be mad? There's nothing to be upset about, because this is all temporary. Everything that's going on in your life right now is temporary. The next verse I have is in Luke 6:43 through 45. And it says, for no good tree bears bad fruit, nor again does a bad tree bear good fruit. For each tree is known by its own fruit. For figs are not gathered from thorn bushes, nor grapes picked from bramble bush. The good person out of good treasure in his heart produces good, and the evil person out of its evil treasure produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. You know something must be important if it's mentioned in the Bible more than once. So obviously, we're supposed to speak good things. Obviously, if it's in here twice. Right? Anyway, I just think basically it's saying, since we've accepted Jesus and He covers our sins, then therefore we are made new and good. Therefore we should produce good fruit. So you should say good things. If you have good in your heart, then good will overflow from up and out of you and into the world. That's all you really want to do, is try to put good into the world around you to make it a more bearable place. Point 3, the solution. Now, I know sometimes that doesn't always make sense to you, like my heart doesn't have a brain, how does it talk? But your mind does, and your mind is a very powerful thing. If you think happy thoughts all the time, even if you're in a terrible situation, if you find the good in that situation, you will automatically, every time something happens, you'll always find the good in the situation and make light of it, therefore always being happy and joyful. If you're always thinking happy thoughts, you'll always have happy, good things to say. If you're always thinking negative thoughts, you're pretty much always gonna say, I guess I can't say that because maybe you can be a negative person but be super cheerful and happy. Either way, what you think you're gonna say. Whether you say it in your body language or you say it verbally, it's gonna come across whatever you're thinking, whatever going on in your mind. Point 3 is Always make sure to have happy thoughts running through your mind, and if at all possible, try to think of at least one good thing to say every day this week. And your week will hopefully run smoother, because that's been my experiment this past week coming to this Monday. I can say my week's been pretty great. I've had a pretty fantastic week. Just keep that in mind throughout the week. Always just come check back and watch the video again. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you got something great out of it. Hope something spoke to you. I hope you were like, oh wow, that really does make sense. Or maybe you watched this and were like, what is she even talking about? Either way, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day full of love and smiles. Bye guys!